Hello and welcome to Comedian Field in Holliston, Massachusetts on Friday, November 2nd for SportView's award-winning production of Holliston Panther Football 2018. It's found only on HCAT TV. Tonight the Panthers host the Scituate Sailors of the Patriot League in the semifinal round of the MIAA Division V South State Tournament. My name is Tom Emmons, and alongside is a color man who always brings his A-game, the legend, Jay Wyman. Jay, the Panthers have the chance to avenge last year's loss to Scituate, but this time it's on their home turf. Will home field advantage be enough tonight?
Well, I'll tell you, Tom, this is going to be a big test for them because there's a lot of talent over the other side of that field, and they're coming up here, and they're looking for something, too. They want to move on. They lost last year in the finals of the sectional, so they want to move on. But, yes, Holliston can beat them. Now, a couple things you want to know. First of all, defensively for Holliston, you've got to control number 11, the quarterback, Aiden Sullivan. He is a good one. He is really good. I really like the way this kid plays. He'll remind you a lot of the Holliston quarterbacks we've had in the past. They have to do that. If they can contain him and contain his passing game, they'll be good. As far as offensively, last week I told you want to attack the middle of the defense and not the ends. This time you want to attack the ends and not the middle. So I think if Holliston does that, I think they'll be in really good shape, and I think they'll be able to bring home a victory.
Captains out for the coin toss for the Panthers. Number 72, Scott Elliott. Number 57, Will Crowley. Panthers come into this game as the number 2 seed. They are 7-0 on the season, averaging 38 points a game, giving up just 7 on the defense. Their head coach, Todd Kiley, is in his 16th season with the Panthers, 136 wins against 42 losses. He is 69-16 here at Comedian Field. The Scituate Sailors are the number 3 seed. They're 7-1 on the season, averaging 32 points a game, giving up 12 on the defense. Their head coach, Herb Devine, in his 11th season with the Sailors, 76 wins and 43 losses.
And the Sailors will be receiving the opening kickoff.
We'll be back with the opening kickoff in just a moment. And now HCAT's onboard statistician Carlos Canto with Los's pregame lowdown.
Thanks, Tom. It was only last year that these two teams met in the playoffs, with Scituate coming away with the hard-fought 28-14 victory over the Panthers. That was only one of 2 playoff wins the Sailors have over the last 6 years, with the other being last week's home win over Dennis Yarmouth. The difference tonight may come down to home field advantage, as Jay alluded to. Scituate is 0-3 in playoff games during that same time span, with the Panthers a perfect 11-0 within the cozy confines of Comedian Field, going all the way back to 2009. The key Scituate player to watch out for tonight will be senior quarterback and captain Aiden Sullivan. He's 98 of 137 passing, good for an outstanding 72% completion rate, 1,435 yards, 12 touchdowns, and only 4 interceptions, a model of efficiency. Temperature on the field at kickoff, 64 degrees with overcast skies. Unseasonably warm for this time of year, but there is rain moving into the area tonight, and we'll keep an eye on it.
Thank you, Los. Senior Andrew Del Ponte gets ready for the opening kick. Number 3 lets it go. All the way down at the 15-yard line. Scituate fakes a reverse. Daniel May, number 21, couple of blockers out in front of him, cuts it back and is finally tackled at the Panther 27-yard line. So a long return for the Sailors to start this game. I tell you, a bad flashback for the Panthers from last year.
Well, the difference is last year they didn't stop him. This year they really stopped him down there. Listen, May is a really good running back. You got to watch him coming out of the backfield. He can attack the corners for you, and he can also come out and he catches a lot of passes in the flat. So kind of watch him tonight, too. It's big offensive line, pretty talented offensive line. But the thing is, they're pretty powerful, but not really quite that fast. So you can protect the corners against this team, close them in, and you got to really watch the receivers because Aiden Sullivan is a good one.
To his left is Will Shesky. Number 10, handoff is to the running back. And he is tackled right at the line of scrimmage. Number 32, Kevin Lyons. Number 17, Sean Keast. Shesky on the season, 144 rushes for 955 yards, a 6.6 average, and 16 touchdowns. Number 1 in Division 5 in Eastern Mass. So 2nd and 9. The handoff to Shesky again. He breaks the middle. Touchdown, Sailors, on just the second play of the game.
Well, that was a beautiful fake by Sullivan, the quarterback. He faked to one side, and then they just opened up the middle, and they just attacked it and went up through and got the touchdown. So they get 6 points right off the bat here with 10:08 left to go in the first quarter.
Scituate lines up for the extra point attempt. Kick is up and good. So with 10:08 to go in the first quarter, a lightning strike by Scituate, and they lead the Panthers 7-0.
You know, you never know what's going to happen in these games, of course, with the kids here back and forth. But you really could see here an explosion. You really could see that kind of a game where they're going back and forth. The last team that has it wins. But the Holliston defense this year is quite a bit stronger, I think, than they were last year, Tom. And I think in the long run, maybe it didn't show right there, but in the long run, I think you see maybe they can take over the game. The other thing is the Holliston offensive line, I think, is going to be able to do okay tonight against this Scituate team also.
Well, this is a heavyweight fight when you got the number 2 and number 3 seeds going at each other, Jay. And you know, in a heavyweight fight, you got to be able to take a punch as well as land it. The Sailors landed the first one against this Panther defense, which has only given up 1 touchdown in the first half prior to this game. Back to receive the kick, number 24, Mitch Gimblett, number 2, Billy Nash. Gimblett takes it at the 10. And Gimblett, nice return out to the 32-yard line where the Panthers will start 1st and 10. Holliston starting offense up front. We talk about that front 7. Number 57, Will Crowley. Number 55, Zach Athey. Number 54, Ryan Burchard. Number 72, Scott Elliott. Number 50, Sam Lynch. Your tight ends, number 10, Topher Ryan. Number 4, Connor Mulvaney. At the wideout spots, number 5, Anthony DeZindelet. Number 2, Billy Nash. Number 21, Tristan Benson at running back. And at quarterback, junior number 6, Matt Arvanitis. Panthers start with trip receivers to the left. Benson directly behind Arvanitis. Fake to Benson. Bubble screen to Nash. Nash tackled from behind, pushed forward for a nice gain.
You know, that was really good coverage by Scituate there, Tom. But if that player just took one less step, if he was one step further away, Billy Nash would have gone a long, long way. Nice play by the Scituate defender.
2nd and 3 for the Panthers. DeZindelet and Nash to the left. Mulvaney in motion, handoff to Benson. And Benson breaks a couple of tackles, keeps his feet all the way to the 48. First down, Panthers.
Tristan's had a really nice season this year. He's really strong running back, big strong legs. He's shifty. You see both he and Dylan Ibbotson are pretty equal as far as the speed and the power and the quickness. And you'll see Coach Kiley using both of them quite a bit tonight.
Benson rushing for 769 yards, an 8.1 average, and 10 touchdowns for the Panthers. Arvanitis on first down, incomplete. Intended for Nash.
Yeah, I think Billy slipped a little bit. The field is it did rain a little bit before the game. There was some mist in there, so I'm not quite sure. We weren't down there, so I'm not quite sure how slippery the field is, but Bill took a little slip there.
The Panther offense averaging 351 yards per game, 136 through the air, 215 on the ground. So Arvanitis with Dylan Ibbotson to his right. Topher Ryan switches to the left tight end. Mulvaney in motion. Handoff to Ibbotson, works his way down the line. Spins forward for a gain of 4. Dylan Ibbotson on the season, 48 carries, 348 yards, a 7.3 average, and 7 touchdowns for Holliston.
And if you see Holliston get any positive yards here, you probably will see them go on 4th down. So this is probably 4-down territory if they do get some positive yardage here.
So 3rd and 7 for the Panthers. Arvanitis away from the rush. Tucks the ball out of bounds at the 45-yard line. That's going to bring up 4th down and 3 for Holliston.
It'll be 4th and 3.
8:21 to go in the first quarter. Scituate leading 7-0.
This is where you use that big offensive line, and that the great running backs they have back here, and just keep using your power and just keep powering down the field.
On the season, Holliston 63% on 4th down this year.
Thank you, Los. So 4th down, this committee and field crowd starts revving it up. They know the Panthers need to convert here. Benson behind Arvanitis. Fires to the right. Dezindalet's wide open! Anthony Dezindalet pushed out of bounds inside the 10-yard line.
Well, that's what I told you. You can attack the outside. You can attack the flats on them. And then as a receiver, you can get out a little bit deeper. They play a little deep, and they play a little soft in the flats. So there's you'll see a lot of openings in the flats tonight for Scituate. Nice job, and that was a really nice call. That's a perfect play to go against the Scituate defense.
So 1st and goal for Holliston. Ball at the 10-yard line. 2 receivers to the left. In motion, handoff to Benson. Hits the right side for a couple. Bring up 2nd and goal. Well, Panthers showing they got a little lightning in their tool belt as well tonight.
Yeah, they did. And remember, that was on a 4th down and 4th and 3 or 4th and 4. So, Coach Kiley, he's going to be aggressive all night long. You're going to see both aggressiveness on both offense and defense tonight. But I think they feel they can really move the ball on the Scituate team.
2nd and goal from the 6. Dezindalet and Nash to the left. Mulvaney over, fake to Benson. Arvanitis looks to the end zone. Tucks the ball, puts his shoulder down. Touchdown, Panthers! Matt Arvanitis!
Well, when you have that many tools in your toolbox and that many great players you can give the ball to, and then you got Matt Arvanitis, who, he wants to, I'm good too, he's saying, I'm Aiden Sullivan's good, I am too, I can run. He's a very athletic kid. He can pass the ball very well, and he can do that off of kind of a semi-broken play there. He can take the ball in from 6 yards out. 7-6, 7:38 left to go in the first quarter, and Holliston setting up for the extra point.
There's a dead ball foul after the play. It appears to be against Scituate as they're talking to Coach Kiley about his options.
If it is, it's just give him a chance to go halfway to the goal and then go for 2 and get the lead in the game.
Personal foul against Scituate. And that's going to move Holliston half the distance to the goal from the 3. And they will line up in war and go for the 2-point attempt.
And this could play really big at the end of this ball game.
Ibbotson to the left, Benson to the right. They bring Zach Athey, big number 55, back to the fullback spot. Matt Tomaselli in a quarterback. Pitch to Ibbotson, right side, big pile of bodies, keeps his feet. And the attempt is no good. But the Panthers answer themselves at 7:38 of the first quarter. Matt Arvanitis from 6 yards out scores his 2nd touchdown of the season. And with 7:38 to go in the first quarter, it's 7-6 Scituate.
But as I said earlier, they're pretty strong up the middle. Holliston's got that tremendous offensive line. And, but they have some size in there, and there are some athletes on the other side of the ball there, too. So Scituate does pretty well that, defending on the interior of in the line.
The big play on that drive was the conversion on 4th down and 3. Arvanitis to Dezindalet. That was almost a 50-yard gain, giving the Panthers 1st and goal.
And that shows a lot of confidence in Arvanitis, because normally you say, well, you can hand off the ball to Benson or Ibbotson, and chances are they could make the 4 yards. But he wanted to put the ball in his quarterback's hands, and Matt Arvanitis delivered.
Del Ponte's kick is a line drive to the right side, and it stays in bounds. Scituate has to down it at their own 20-yard line. So nice job there by Del Ponte and the Panther return team.
So Lightning strikes twice. 7:35 left to go in the first quarter here.
Starting defense up front for the Panthers, number 57, Will Crowley, and 72, Scott Elliott at the tackles. 51, junior David Harding, and number 77, junior Chris O'Connell at the ends. Your linebackers are Ibbotson, 22, Mulvaney, 4, 32, Kevin Lyons, 24, Mitch Gimblett, and 12, Matt Tomaselli are your safeties. Number 26, Christian Schneelock, and number 17, Sean Keast are your cornerbacks. Sullivan, handoff to May on the sweep. The jet sweep, and he is forced out of bounds. Nice job by Dezindalet and Tomaselli.
Nice job by Matt Tomaselli coming up and stringing that play out and turning that play back in so he can get a little help and finish off the runner. Hold him to a short gain. They will attack. They got some speed, just like Holliston does. They got some speed. But one thing about Holliston is it's very rare where they find a team with more speed than them.
2nd and 8 for Scituate. Shesky to Sullivan's left. Trip receivers to Sullivan's left. Fake handoff to Shesky over the middle. Caught by number 4, immediately tackled by Schneelock. That was Nate Gould, the junior.
Well, that was Nate Gould making one heck of a catch, holding on to that ball because he got hit right away and got kind of flipped a little bit.
200 yards and 2 touchdowns on the season, but the big one was last week against Dennis Yarmouth as he caught a touchdown with 20 seconds to go. Shesky breaks the middle, chased by a few Panthers. And another touchdown for Scituate. That one a 70-yard scamper by Shesky.
Yeah, they found something there in the interior of the Holliston defensive line and the front 7 there. They found a way to get a couple openings there, and when they do, whatever the formation is, that those backs and the cornerbacks and safeties are kind of not in position to make a tackle. Maybe because they're out running, defending a pattern or something, but they found something that's worked, and it's worked twice for them.
Yeah, 72 yards on that Will Shesky touchdown run. He's got 99 yards and 2 touchdowns on 3 carries already.
Extra point kick is up and good. So with 7 minutes to go in the first quarter, it's a track meet out there, but Scituate leading the Panthers 14-6. Talk about knockout punches both ways, Jay, on these first 3 drives.
Yeah, 4 minutes gone in this game. There's already 20 points scored. And, as I said earlier, this could be one of those games where it just keeps going back and forth, and the last team with the ball will win the game. But they have found something because Holliston, all year long, no one has done this to Holliston. So they saw something maybe on film or something, whatever it was. They're doing a great job opening up that hole, and Shesky's going to go, and he just takes off, and he doesn't even get touched.
Scituate last week beat Dennis Yarmouth 28-27 as they scored with 20 seconds to go, as I mentioned, and it went for 2 points as they got the ball back with 3 minutes to go after Dennis Yarmouth had just gone ahead. A real track meet they had right at the end of that game. Gimblett and Nash back to receive the kick. Nash is going to take it back on his own 5. Tripped up as he crossed the 20-yard line out to the 24. But Coach Herb Devine of the Sailors had this to say after the game about Holliston. Holliston has a great sophomore tailback, 280-pound lineman who's going to Harvard. They're a very good team. well coached, that going up there is going to be a challenge in itself. They have a great program, great fans. On the field, they run first, sweeps and counters. It's a fun place to play. We feel like we got a mulligan against Dennis Yarmouth. Now we need to go out and play well. Well, the bus ride doesn't seem to have hurt the Sailors much so far.
Well, not yet.
1st and 10 from the 23. Arbonitis with Benson behind him. Fakes the ball to Benson. Arbonitis with some room. A little bit of a stiff arm, and he's going to be close to a first down.
Well, that play is there, and you can, as I said, I keep saying this, but you can attack the outside on this ball club, and that's probably where you want to go a lot of times, is to the outside.
So gain of 9, 2nd down and 2. Matt Arbonitis, 21 rushes for 155 coming into this game, and now 2 touchdowns on the season.
This is where, with 2nd and 1 here, you can open up the whole playbook.
Nash and Dezindalet to the left. Mulvaney in motion. Handoff to Benson. Benson to the outside to the right. He's got a first down and more. Pushed out of bounds at the 45-yard line. Holliston with a lot of offensive weapons. As we mentioned last game, 11 different Panthers have made it to the end zone for Holliston this season.
Yeah, when you can take Tristan Benson and then you have him have a nice run, take him out of the game, give him a breather, and you put in Dylan Ibbotson, that's a pretty good deal for Holliston.
So 1st and 10 from the 45. 6:38 to go in the first quarter. Scituate up 14-6. Arbonitis hands it off to Ibbotson. Ibbotson spins to get back to the original line of scrimmage. No gain. Second down and 10 for the Panthers. Dezindalet and Nash to the right. Ryan tight to the right. Mulvaney in motion. Fake handoff to Ibbotson. Arbonitis looks downfield.
Intercepted.
And intercepted by the Sailors. A flag on the play.
Yeah, the flag
may
be
holding
in Holliston.
So the first turnover of the game will go to the Sailors. Scituate will have the ball at their own 45-yard line.
Okay, now what has to happen here is Holliston has to make an adjustment on the run defensively here. And what you got to do, hopefully what's happening is the players are coming back and telling the coaches exactly what's happening and why that opening is occurring, and why Krzyzewski is be able to just keep running wild like that. It's up to the players to come back, tell the coaches, so the coaching staff can make the necessary adjustment. We also have coaches up on the roof who are looking at it too. Whatever it is, they got to figure it out.
Ball actually marked at the 43-yard line of Scituate. 5:56 to go in the first quarter. Sullivan with Shesky to his right. Back to pass. Sullivan looking downfield, going for it all. Gould tried to tiptoe on the sidelines, but was out of bounds. Coverage by Schneelock.
Excellent coverage by Christian Schneelock.
That ball was underthrown. I don't know whether intentionally or not.
Yeah, I don't know. Sullivan has a great arm. I've seen him throw some real long passes, even across the field. So he's a pretty decent arm.
Second down and 10 for Scituate. Daniel May in motion. The rush is coming. And tackled from behind. Loose ball on the ground. It's Holliston's ball. And just like that, turnover for the Panthers.
One of the things we have seen with Scituate is they do fumble a little bit. And right there, They were able to fumble now. That's probably not caused by the weather. That I didn't see it from here, but that looked like it almost could have been a strip type of a play.
Number 51, David Harding, stripping the ball free. I didn't see who got on it. But the Panthers are going to have the ball 1st and 10 at the 37 of Scituate.
Kind of almost where they threw the interception.
So back and forth these two heavyweights go. Twin receivers to Arvanitis' right. Handoff to Nash on the jet play. Cuts it back, finds a little opening. And number 2, Billy Nash, really with the strong legs there pumping forward to pick up a short gain.
That was all Billy Nash, and Scituate did a nice job of stringing that play out, and Billy had to stop and cut back. And then once he got he got wrapped, he was able to drive another probably 2 or 3 yards.
They gave him forward progress, gain of 4. Nice job by Nash. Nash with 464 all-purpose yards and 5 touchdowns on the season. Fake to Benson on 2nd down, over the middle, wide open! Anthony DeZindelet's inside the 10-yard line on the catch and run. 1st and goal, Panthers.
We saw Anthony this summer, and then we also saw him that first game against Norton where he had a huge game. And, there's so many weapons here that sometimes some of these kids get forgotten a little bit. But he is an incredible weapon, especially as a receiver.
DeZindelet with 272 yards and 6 touchdowns coming into the game.
31 yards on the
And we got a timeout by the Sailors. With 4:42 to go in the first quarter, Scituate 14, Holliston 6. Coach Devine and Coach Kiley got a chance to talk to their charges here. 1st and goal from the 8-yard line. Arvanitis with Benson behind him, twin receivers to his right. Arvanitis hands it to Benson. Benson cuts back. Touchdown, Panthers, Tristan Benson.
And don't be surprised if they come right back with that same type of play here to pick up the 2 points to tie this game. Holliston's down by 2, 14-12, 4:35 left to go in the first quarter. This crowd is rocking too, Tom.
I tell you, that's what it makes it home sweet home for the Panthers.
I think down here too, you can ride Benson or Ibbotson, whichever one of these backs is in your backfield. Use your speed down here, spread them out, let them cut.
DeZindelet in motion. Arvanitis rolls out. Nice block by Benson. Arvanitis lets it go towards the end zone. Incomplete. But the Panthers are on the board again. 4:35 to go in the first quarter. Tristan Benson from 8 yards out. It is 14-12 Scituate. For Tristan Benson, that is his team-leading 11th touchdown of the season, the 14th of his Panther career. And another punch landed by these heavyweights.
Well, it's interesting now. You get down to the, are they going to score the same amount of touchdowns, and the extra points going to be the difference in this ball game? I mean, already Scituate is up 2. Now you get up 3 or 4 in extra points, and it can make a difference in that final score.
Well, the Panthers are 48-7 here at Comedian Field since 2009. 9 years of football, almost 10 years of football, Jay. And I tell you, when you hear this crowd rev up, you know why the Panthers have done so well here at home.
Well, right now you have 2 offenses that are both on fire, both confident, and 2 defenses that are pretty much reeling at this point.
Del Ponte's kick dropped at the 17 by number 41.
There was an incredible block in the back, and it didn't even get called. I mean, it's right in front of him. He just pushed him right down. Wow.
No call on the play.
No call. Incredible.
Yeah, Curiel can't believe it. But it'll be first down for Scituate.
Wow.
They're going to give Scituate the ball at their the 32-yard line.
Now, one of these defenses is going to have to step up at some point and make a stop. It might as well be Holliston right here.
Sullivan hands off to Shesky. He breaks the middle. Gimblett gives chase. Pulls him down inside the 20.
I don't know if it's that the defense is biting for that fake. I mean, it's a nice fake that Aiden Sullivan, the quarterback, is running with the backfield there. They're going to get back quickly. They want to score right here.
So 1st and 10. 1st and goal at the 10 for Scituate.
Holliston has got to protect on the left side of that offense. The right side of the defense has got to protect. They don't let them outside.
Sullivan with the handoff to Shesky, hits the middle. Tackled by Harding.
And it looks like what they're trying to do, from what I can see maybe, is trying to neutralize Scott Elliott by running right at him. A lot of times when you have a great defender on the line, what you do to neutralize them is you go right at them. So they can't go after the runner.
Timeout on the play with 3:34 to go in the first quarter. Scituate leading Holliston 14-12. Well, welcome to all of our viewers on Facebook Live. We're glad you could join us here on HCAT Football. We enjoy bringing it to you. Glad you're able to enjoy this game. Of course, this one you might need some blood pressure medicine on, as it's been back and forth. And we still have 3 minutes and 34 seconds to go in the first quarter. Sullivan with Shesky to his right. Fake to Shesky, over the top. Touchdown to number 9. So Scituate drawing in the Panthers right there, and then over the top to the tight end. Max Roach with his 5th touchdown of the season.
This is pretty amazing right here what Scituate is doing. This is a really, really strong defense that Holliston has, and I'm really surprised they put up this many points this early.
Kick is up and good. Perfect 3 for 3 for number 40, Nolan Startzel. And it's 21-12.
Yeah, so now you're in a
Scituate.
Now you're in a situation where you're in a 2-possession game, because once you get by 9 points, so Holliston's going to have to come back, answer that, and at some point start making some converting on some 2-point conversions. But it's too early. It's really early, Tom. I mean, anything can happen.
Well, this is the 4th time these teams have met, Jay. Holliston with a 2-1 edge. 2013, 2014 were some crazy games you're going to tell us about in the third quarter. Last year, Holliston went down to Scituate. It was 14-14 at the half, but then Scituate pulled away after Holliston's drive stalled. And again, it was a long run by Burchard, their graduated senior now, running back.
And that's one thing they've been doing. It's not like they've had sustained drives. It's that they've just had long runs.
Gimblett and Nash back to receive the kick. Sort of a pop-up kick taken by Brian Gary, number 14. He gets it to the 40, so the Panthers with pretty good field position on that exchange.
Well, you know, Scituate's keeping the pressure on this Holliston offense too. They've got to score. They can't let Scituate get, like 3 possessions ahead. I mean, that happened back in 2013, as you said. We'll talk about that later on in the game here. But Holliston has been behind Scituate by quite a bit more than this, and they've come back to win the game. So a lot of game to go.
Arvanitis with the handoff to Benson. He gets submarined at the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 9.
See, Holliston. One thing Holliston's doing, the runners are kind of cutting up inside that tackle in the outside man containing. I think if they fake that and then come outside, swing more to the outside, use his speed. I think they'll find a lot more open space outside.
Zindelet and Nash come to the near side. Topher Ryan, the tight end, on the right side. Arvanitis fakes it to Benson, fires for Zindelet, incomplete. That'll bring up 3rd down and 9. Clock stopped with 2:34 to go in the first quarter. We have played a lot of football in just less than 9 minutes.
Yeah, and if you've ever had a big 3rd down in the first quarter, this one might be it.
Yeah, and on the season, Panthers are 49% on 3rd down.
Arvanitis fakes it to Benson. Fires, complete to Zindelet. Reverse turns, picks up the 1st down.
Oh, there's
gets
face
a face mask
all over
and
the
no
place.
call.
I cannot believe they didn't see that. It was right in front of them. That is absolutely ridiculous. Right in front of them, they grabbed the face mask and swung them by it.
Referee shook his head, no call, but there's a first
wow.
down. Panthers got to take that energy and refocus it right now.
I mean, I love the refs. They do a great job. But that's twice now. That's just blatant, right in front of them. But if they get the 1st down, that's all it counts. 2:25 left to go in the first quarter. Holliston down by 9.
So the ball is at the Scituate 42-yard line after the Holliston converts on 3rd down. 3 receivers split to the left. Arvanitis fires on the bubble screen to Nash. Nash forward to the 35-yard line, gain of 7.
Nice call, nice play, and nice pass, but it was just a little bit too crowded in there going to the short side of the field.
2nd down and 4.
It's incredible. We only played 9 minutes of this game, and already it's 21-12, and Holliston is marching again. They're down by 9.
Trip receivers to Arvanitis' left. Handoff to Benson. He crosses the 35 to the 34. That's going to bring up 4th down and 2. Or 3rd down and 2. And this committee and field crowd starts to rev it up for the Panthers.
If Holliston goes to the right side to the outside, there's going to be a lot of space out there.
Arvanitis to Benson, left side.
He got pretty close.
It's going to be very close. Might need to measure this one.
And it's a 1st down for the Panthers.
One minute left to go in this first quarter. It seems like they've been playing forever.
Ryan and Mulvaney to the right. Zindelet and Nash to the left. Benson to Arvanitis' left. Fake to him. Arvanitis looks. Fires. Complete to Zindelet. He's tackled close to the 25-yard line.
Well, Anthony Zindelet's getting open down there in front of his man. He's doing a nice job kind of blocking his man. And what you see is Arvanitis throwing some really nice passes. I mean, there's some kind of small windows he's throwing in there. But so far, Anthony Zindelet's been winning the race for the ball and giving Holliston some yardage.
2nd down and 4 for Holliston. Last week, Dennis Yarmouth passed for 276 yards against Scituate. Mulvaney switches. Handoff to Benson. Blitz comes up. Benson struggles to get back to the line of scrimmage. And that brings us to the end of the first quarter. The Scituate Sailors 21, the Holliston Panthers 12. It's time for the HollistonPanther.com HollistonFootball.com, Panther Players of the Week. HollistonFootball.com, all Panthers all the time. Website coach and president of Holliston Football, Andrea Murphy, doing a great job keeping us up to date. And the Panther Players of the Week last week versus Somerset Berkeley were...
That tremendous offensive line.
The offensive line, Topher Ryan, Sam Lynch, Scott Elliott, Ryan Burchard, Zach Athey, Will Crowley, and Connor Mulvaney. 32 rushes for 262 yards, an 8.2 average on the ground, and 5 rushing touchdowns for Holliston in that 42-0 win.
Check out the yardage in this first half, guys. 162 yards for the Panthers, 178 yards for Scituate.
Wow, that's pretty,
one quarter.
That's pretty incredible. And to think that Holliston only has, what, like 16 yards less than
right.
Scituate.
Yep.
Wow, I would have thought Scituate had a lot more than that. Thank you, Los.
So 3rd down and 4 for Holliston as they change direction.
That's 340 total yards just in the first quarter.
Arvanitis fakes it to Ibbotson, takes the left side, skips out of bounds, got a first down. Holliston. Arvanitis looks a little more nimble than Tom Brady.
Well, Matt Arvanitis, he's a good runner. As I said earlier, he's got a lot of speed. He's a really, really super athlete.
Ball placed at the 20-yard line of Scituate.
So many options, so many weapons.
Ibbotson slides to Arvanitis' right. Both tight ends to the right. Nash in motion. Give it to Nash on the jet play. Looks for the corner. He's got it! And dragged out of bounds around the shoulder pads. And close to another first down.
Looks like they might be giving him let's see where they're marking this. Yep, they're giving a first down, I believe.
And a first down to the Panthers with 1st and goal from the 10.
Holliston down by 9 points, 21-12 with 10:46 left to go in the half. And now I think Holliston has more yardage than Scituate.
They're actually tied in yardage completely, 178 to 178.
All right, we'll beat them here.
DeZindelet and Nash split wide to the left. Ibbotson to Arvanitis' right, double tight ends. Arvanitis takes it on the quarterback draw. He's inside the 5 to the 4. 2nd and goal.
Game where neither defense can stop the offense. Both offenses have taken their drives, and they've all been successful up to now, and Holliston's in pretty good shape right here.
The 2 tight ends swing over to the left side of the formation. DeZindelet and Nash split wide to the left. Tristan Benson, number 21, in at the tailback spot. He runs off the right side, breaks the tackle, looks for the corner. Touchdown, Panthers!
What a great run. Tristan Benson ran in. He had a little hole open up. He hit the hole just right, just perfectly, but he got caught by his back foot. And what he did was he shook loose, came out, ran around the end, and he scored the touchdown to give Holliston a 21-18 deficit. And they're hopefully going, let's see if they're going to go for 2 here.
Looks like Del Ponte's headed out with Brian Gary as holder.
Interesting, going for 1 here. Now, this is really important because you got to try and keep this at a 1-possession game.
Matt Tomaselli, the long snapper. Kick is up and hits off the goalpost and is no good. So with 9:53 to go in the first half, Tristan Benson from 4 yards out scores his 2nd touchdown of the game, the 12th touchdown of the season for number 21, and the 15th touchdown of his Panther career. It's Scituate 21, Holliston 18.
You know, on the PATs here, what's happened is, of course, on the first one, there was a penalty, so Holliston got the ball at the 1. They weren't able to get it in. That was a good idea to run that. The second time they got it, it was they were down by 2 points, and they went for 2. That's okay. And now you're down by 3 points, and he goes for 1. That makes all the sense in the world. They just haven't been able to convert. And boy, I'll tell you, in a game like this where the defenses aren't able to stop the offenses at all, at some point it really is gonna come back to bite you. So what Holliston's gonna have to do is have the defense stop Scituate and then score a touchdown, get the lead, and then get comfortable again.
I tell you, if the Panthers plug the hole on that Shesky play, I don't know if there's any other offense that Scituate could run.
That's a free ball
bounces wide. It took that crazy bounce and hit a Scituate player in the face mask and just covered up at the last second at the 35-yard line.
Boy, that ball, if that ball bounced about 3 more feet away, that would have been really interesting to see what would have happened.
Holliston was diving in there after it. Ball at the 34-yard line.
So let's see how Holliston plays this. There's several ways to play. You can move your defensive line around, maybe into a different gap each time behind them. Get them thinking a little bit of what you're doing and maybe mix up their blocking schemes.
Sullivan with Shesky to his right. And that's number 21, Daniel May, in motion. They throw to him out in the flat. Races up the sideline, picks up a first down, close to midfield.
Well, I talked about Daniel May early on in the game, and I told you that Daniel May, he's very fast. I like to pass to him. He's a really strong runner.
He's the number 1 target of Aiden Sullivan. 32 catches, 487 yards, a 15.2 average, and 7 touchdowns entering this contest. The handoff to Shesky, and he runs into Will Crowley and friends. And number 10 goes nowhere.
Well, that time, whatever the adjustment was, it really worked. And I think what they did somehow, it looks like they brought a linebacker over and maybe even pushed their 3 defensive linemen together a little bit.
Gain of 1, 2nd and 9.
Sometimes what you can do is you can put that extra, bring down that 4th defensive lineman, put them in the gap and play the gaps, and then have your linebackers, make the tackles. And maybe that's what they're going to be doing from here on in.
Sullivan with that Shesky that goes out to the flat. Sullivan chased in the pocket and sacked. Number 51, David Harding. But who got upfield? Somebody else was up there.
I think that was Lynch. I think 32, Kevin Lyons, I always call him Lynch. Kevin Lyons came up, and he did the right thing. What he did was he couldn't get to the quarterback, so he jumped, and he made the quarterback react to him by pulling the ball down.
So
Very
a loss
nicely
of
done.
4 on the play, 3rd down and 13. 8 minutes and 19 seconds. Clock running here in the second quarter. Shesky leaves an empty backfield for Sullivan. Sullivan fires to a wide open Shesky.
I don't know how he could have got lost. He was sitting over there. As soon as the ball was hiked, he went over there, and he just stood there, and there was nobody around him. Nobody came out to play him. I'm not quite sure whose man that was, either a safety or a backer, because he's a back. But they just totally missed him. They were able to stop him there. Holliston would have got the ball back.
So Scituate converts on 3rd down and 13. 1st and 10 at the Panther 34. Handoff to Daniel May. He cuts it back, works his way through traffic. Goes the long way for a gain of 5 or 6.
Now, there's 2 ways you can play a defense, Tom. You can play aggressive, come and get him, react to the ball, or you can play a read and react defense. And maybe in this situation, you might want to do 4 down linemen and do a read and react defense. And in that way, you're not going to get the guy in the backfield, but they're not going to get the long runs because you're going to wait and see where that ball runner is before you come. I don't know if Holliston's willing or able to do that switch. But if you do a read and react, they might not be able to run on you quite as much as they're doing right now.
2nd and 3. Sullivan keeps it himself. And he's tackled near the first down. See what they mark, where they mark it.
6:55 left to go in the first half. Holliston down by 3, 21-18.
And it looks like he's just short of a first down, and they're actually going to bring out the chains to mark.
They're going to measure it close to a first down.
Thanks again for joining us on Facebook Live. This is the largest gathering of Panther fans from across the country and across the world that we've ever had.
Spanning the globe.
Spanning the globe to bring you the wide world of Panther football and other sports.
Let's hope we don't get the. Let's hope we have the thrill of victory tonight. First down for Scituate. Again, 6:49 left to go in the first half. 21-18. Holliston down by 3.
So the back and forth battle of the offenses continues here. We knew this was going to be an exciting game coming in. It is not disappointed. Plenty of offense and already two big defensive plays. Sullivan looks to the sidelines. And Coach Devine has to take a timeout with 6:23 to go in the first half. Sailors leading 21-18. Handoff to Shesky, right side. Tackle around the ankles. And a 2nd down.
Well, that's exactly what I was talking about. You have that play that has been working so well. It's only been stopped once by Holliston, and this is the only other time it was stopped without not having a touchdown. But
looked like that time they tried it to the other side.
now the thing is, as you get closer to the end zone, you can pull your safeties up a little bit and cover up a little bit more on the runs.
2nd down and 2. Sullivan pitches it to Shesky on the edge. He's pushed out of bounds, but not before number 10 picks up a first down. Stops the clock with 5:42 to go in the half. So 1st and 10, ball on the 11-yard line.
Watch May out here.
Number 21 in the slot to the left. Shesky to the right. They look into Coach Devine. And we got a timeout on the field. Oh, delay a game.
Delay.
So that'll back the Sailors up 5 yards.
Okay, so this is where you really got to take advantage of it as a defense. Now it's 1st and 15. You've got to keep them. You know they're going to go all 4 plays, right? It's 4-down territory, obviously. So now you got to really take advantage. You got to make 1 or 2 plays here in order to prevent them from getting a first down. Stop them from scoring. You get the ball back.
Sullivan hands off to Shesky, hits the right side. Touchdown for the Sailors.
And that time I saw the hole, just it really opened up there. And yeah, I mean, Shesky just ran right through a major hole in the defense. 27-18.
His 3rd touchdown of the night. Nineteenth of the season for number 10. And Stwaltz's kick is up and good. He's 4 for 4. It's 28-18, a 10-point lead. Biggest of the night by Scituate.
Well, now Holliston gets the ball back with 5:37. And this is where, if things keep playing out the way they're playing right now, what could happen here that could work to Holliston's advantage, Tom, is if Holliston can go downfield, eat up some clock and score, and don't give them any time at the half, Holliston will get the ball at the second half, and that might be where they'll be able to change this back and forth rhythm here. But Holliston's got to score, and they keep putting a lot of pressure on that offense.
They have, Jay, but the Panthers' offense has been up to the task.
Whatever happens here, it would be fantastic if Holliston was the last one to score before the half.
Last time it was a chip kick. This time it's a line drive taken by Nash back at the 4. Picks up a head of steam and reaches the 30, forward to the 30-yard line. With 5:29 to go in the first half. Sailors 28-18.
Panthers will start out for 30.
Referees talking out there.
There's a penalty
Looked
here.
like they need a decision. It was a penalty against Scituate. Let's see what the call is.
Offside. Scituate was offside on the kick.
So Holliston's going to take the first down at the 34-yard line.
Yeah, the way the kicker, he's a heck of a kicker, by the way, for Scituate. The way
The
way he's kicking.
Pretty long leg there back to the 5-yard line.
Yeah, the way he's kicking the ball, this is a very smart move. You want to take the penalty here.
All right, 3 receivers to Arvanitis' left. 1 to his right. Nash in motion. Fake to him. Handoff on the inside play to the wing back. Number 22, Ibbotson.
Dylan Ibbotson gets about
Gain of 2, 2nd and 8.
now 2nd and 8.
Clock ticking, coming up on 5 minutes left in this first half.
Arvanitis with Benson behind him. Fake handoff to 21. Arvanitis away from the rush. Looks downfield. Slung down after a gain. That's going to bring up 3rd down and 5.
That was a nice job by both Arvanitis and Tristan Benson on the fake, and then somebody broke through. It looked like they had Matt by the leg or by the foot or something, and he was able to break away and get some yardage on that to give them an opportunity for a 3rd and a little bit shorter.
Well, they actually mark it at the 40, so it's 3rd and 4. Down to 4:07, clock running here in the first half. Desendelet and Nash to Arvanitis' right. Fake handoff to Benson. Arvanitis brought down by Shesky.
What happened there was Scituate blitzed 2 men right up the middle. So they had both sides of the center plus the man on the center covered. And they were able to get right up the middle and put a lot of pressure on the quarterback. And that's what you want to do no matter what level you're playing football at. A lot of people talk about the sacks you get off the end. And yeah, you do get a lot of defensive ends and outside linebackers get sacked, but it's those plays up the middle that really bother the quarterbacks.
So 4th and 8. Topher Ryan back to punt. Gets away from one Sailor, but not all of them. And he gets back to the line of scrimmage. So Holliston unable to get the punt off, and a break for the Sailors.
Well, big break for the Sailors here because now you're in a 2-possession game already, and they're going to get the ball back. 3:08 left to go in this first half. And this defense, which hasn't, quite frankly, been able to stop any drive yet for Scituate, is really going to have to dig down and make a stop right here.
Well, you know that number 72, Scott Elliott, and 57, Will Crowley, the two captains, are going to rally their troops up front to make a stand here. Sullivan with Shesky to his right. Hand off to number 10. And he's pushed back in a big pile.
Yeah, now if you're Holliston, you might want to stay on that pile a little bit longer. There's a timeout here by Scituate.
2:55 to go in the first half, 28-18, Scituate. Shesky to Sullivan's left.
Oh, there was movement.
Sullivan to throw.
Movement on the
Pushed out of the
offensive line.
pocket. He just lets it fly out of bounds.
There was movement on the offensive line there. I don't know if they got it. The right tackle.
Coach Kiley is telling the ref that there was movement out there.
There absolutely was. The right tackle stood right up.
So 3 calls the Panthers are having to absorb so far this half.
Yeah, it's frustrating when you
Let's
can
see
see
if there's
that.
some makeup calls that go the Panthers' way. But 3rd down and 6 for Scituate. 3 receivers to Sullivan's left.
This might be a running play.
They hand it off to May. And he's tackled inbounds.
Clock keeps
Short
running.
of the first down, though. 4th down and 1, and Coach Devine sending out his kicker. Is that right? No, he did. Oh, just going for the quarterback sneak, and the Panthers push back. Let's see.
It looks like they're giving up first down. Let's see. Maybe they're going to measure.
Well, they're not making it easy. Panthers with a good surge in the middle there. And a timeout Scituate as the Panthers hold.
Well, did they hold, Tom? I think they're going to measure, aren't they?
Well, there's been no signal. They got a timeout on the field, 2:07 to go here in the first half. So Scituate tipped their last timeout.
Yeah, they're coming out for the measurement here. And it's pretty close to the line, so sometimes it's a little bit easier to tell.
Do we have Bill Mayer out there? We need an extra link in the chain right now.
Let's see where they put this chain down. Where they put this one if it goes 10 yards, and they did not make it.
Short.
They are short. So Holliston holds on the 4th down, and they'll take the ball over at their own 25-yard line with 2 minutes and 7 seconds to go.
Well, file that one back inside your head a little bit. I don't know why they ran the offense that way. They've been gaining. Carlos can probably tell us, I don't know, 8 or 10 yards every time they touch the ball. Why they go into that for 1 yard, I don't know. But, I mean, the coach he's a good coach over there, so he knows what he's doing.
Well, 57 and 72 are in the middle of that mix.
And right now,
nice support from the linebackers.
Right now, this offense, if they can come and score, they're going to be in good shape coming into the second half.
Nash in motion. Fake to him, cross the middle, catch by Topher Ryan. Ryan gets a block and thrown out of bounds, but almost to midfield and a Panther first down.
We've talked a lot about Topher Ryan. Of course, he had the 3-touchdown game and everything, and for a quarterback to have a tight end who we can really rely on like that, that's a big plus for a quarterback, especially the junior, Matt Avenitis.
Tackled out of bounds. Stops the clock with 1:57 to go in the half. Topher Ryan, 13 catches, 328 yards, a 25.2 average to go with 3 touchdowns on the season. Arvanitis to Ryan. Ryan downfield to Dezindalet. Knocked away at the last minute by Daniel May. And Ryan wishes he had that back. He just couldn't get enough air under that ball.
Yeah, with Topher there, I'm not sure if he was looking that way the whole time. He might have been able to get maybe even another first down running the ball, but he looked out there. The play's designed for him to throw the ball. If he just got up a little bit higher, Dezindalet had his man beat. That would have been 6.
So 2nd down and 10 from the 47-yard line.
But I like the play because anything that's going to keep a blitzing offense or an offense that's attacking like this, anything to keep them a little bit off balance is a good thing.
Nash and Dezindalet to the left with double tight end. Arvanitis rolls left. Incomplete. Good coverage there by Scituate. That'll bring up 3rd down and 10.
1:45 left to go in this first quarter. And, because there is here, you kind of wonder, what do you do? I mean, if you throw an incomplete pass, they're going to get the ball back with some time left. Of course.
How about the hook and lateral? That worked pretty good against Norwood.
Yeah, you could do that, too.
3rd and 10.
But, you also, you don't want to have to think that way if you're an offensive-minded coach. You're not going to think about what can't happen. You think about what you can do, and you want to be aggressive.
Number 13, Teddy Radcliffe, in at receiver to the left with Nash. Arvanitis looks downfield, fires, incomplete. That'll bring up 4th down. Clock stopped with 1:38 to go in the half.
And they got a little decision here now because ordinarily the play call would be to punt the ball, get it out of there, get them way downfield here. But, when you're an aggressive coach like Coach Kiley, sometimes you want to say, you know what, let's give this a try, and we'll wait for our defense and put the pressure on our defense a little bit to stop them if we don't make the first down.
Well, Holliston's going to take a timeout to think about it. Going to go for it.
Now, the other thing is, too, sometimes you get them to try and draw them off sides or something and make it a shorter thing. Let's see how Holliston plays this.
Arvanitis back to pass. He's got some time across the middle. Knocked away at the last second there. And it's incomplete. It'll be Scituate ball at the 47-yard line.
Okay, so now the defenses are getting back a little more into it. Scituate stopped Holliston a couple times. Holliston stopped Scituate. But now Holliston needs to stop Scituate again with 92 seconds left to go in the first half.
Let's see what Scituate has up their sleeve.
I will tell you, Sullivan is a very good passer. As Carlos told you, he has a good passing percentage. He does throw a lot of short passes, but he also has a very good arm, and he can throw the ball pretty accurately downfield.
These two teams closing in on 500 total yards of offense in the first half. 258 for Scituate, 210 for Holliston.
Wow.
3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left of Sullivan. Fake handoff to Shesky, goes down the middle. Incomplete, and a late flag comes from behind the play.
Yeah, I think he was held. I think May was held.
There is a flag.
Let's see what this is. If this is holding, then they'll match the yardage off here. Give him a first down.
A pass interference call against the Panthers.
Oh, it is interference. Okay.
So that'll give Scituate 15 yards and enough for a first down.
And this is where, defensively now, what do you do? Well, you can attack now defensively. You just got to make sure that he doesn't hand off the ball, but you can come at him. You can come after the quarterback if you want to blitz.
1st and 10 from the 32, 1:27 to go in the half. They hand it to Shesky. And he's tackled by Lyons. Lyons and Tomaselli at the bottom of that pile.
Yeah, Shesky, that time he ran right into the blitz. Lyons was coming down, and Kevin was able to wrap and bring him down.
2nd and 9. Sullivan rolls right. Fires into the flat.
Another
Complete,
flag. There's
but
a flag back here. Well, it's pretty late.
Let's look for the call. He's looking at Coach Kiley, see if he wants to take it or not. I'm guessing it's a holding call.
58 seconds left to go in the first half. 28-18. Holliston down by 10.
And so it'll be 2nd down and 19.
So this is where you look and you say, I'm gonna take a chance. I'm gonna take a chance he's not gonna run this ball, and I'm gonna come get Sullivan. Let's see what they do. You know, offensively, you might be thinking the same thing, and then will run the ball.
May in motion. Sullivan right. And right in the middle. Try to screen pass, and David Harding snuffed that out. Incomplete, brings up 3rd down.
52 seconds left to go in the half.
I think one of the things Sullivan was a little bit surprised by the speed of Lyons and Gimblett on that blitz.
And now, with the situation here, you might see Scituate try and run the ball as opposed to trying to throw it deep.
Sullivan rolls left, rolls right, fires, picked off! It's Holliston ball with 42 seconds to go in the half.
Well, you know, that's really not a bad call by Scituate. What you're trying to do is get the first down, and you're saying, well, if we don't get the first down, our defense has played pretty well. We'll give Holliston a long field with 42 seconds left. Now, that might be a mistake. You can do that to a lot of teams, but when you try and give Holliston, any kind of openings with any kind of time on the clock, you see that Holliston will go after him.
Who had the interception?
That was Zindelet.
Anthony DeZindelet with the interception.
Maybe the same guy with the interception will make the touchdown catch right here.
Certainly had a big gain on the first drive of the night. A couple of other clutch catches. 1st and 10 from the Panther 36. Trip receivers to the right side of Arvanitis. Blitz comes, and Arvanitis thrown down for a loss. Holliston going to take a quick timeout with 35 seconds to go in the half.
Now they're playing deep enough where there's plenty of space. If you send people deep, you can send your tight end across the middle.
4 receivers to the right. Arvanitis rolls right. Fires, incomplete. Stops the clock with 29 seconds. That'll bring up a 3rd down and 16.
This is where, like I said, if you can send your receivers deep, it maybe gets something over the middle to your tight end maybe. If you can eat up 8 or 9 seconds here, then and make some yardage, then you might give yourself a chance to go for it on 4th down. But you certainly don't want to go for it on 4th down if you have the ball down here.
Ryan Ratcliffe and DeZindelet to the right. Nash to the left. Arvanitis all the way to number 10. Topher Ryan with the catch. He's right near the first down marker.
Yeah, I don't know if you got the first down, but yeah, they're giving a first down.
So first down Panthers with 22 seconds to go. That'll stop the clock.
See, that's like I say, that's where you want to use your tight end. You want to use your speed to draw those backs back there, play their aggressiveness on the blitz against them, and get the ball downfield. Very nicely done by both Topher and by Matt Avanitis. And by the way, that was a nice job by the offensive line right there, giving Matt Avanitis a little time. When he gets time, he can be trouble for the defense.
22 seconds to go in the half. Panthers trail by 10 and ball at their own 47. Arvanitis, here comes the blitz. Drops it off to Benson on the screen pass. And that is read by Shesky.
Shesky played that absolutely beautifully. He wasn't buying it. He saw the line get in pretty quickly, and he just went over almost like he was spying on Benson.
4 seconds to go. Holliston with the last play of the half. And it's out of bounds and incomplete. So it's halftime here at Comedian Field in the Division 5 South semifinal round. The Scituate Sailors take a 28-18 lead over the Panthers into the locker room. We'll be back with second half action in just a moment. And now Los with the halftime lowdown.
Thanks, Tom. The score at halftime, a tight one between the Panthers and Sailors. Scituate leading 28-18. Total yards pretty close between both teams. 221 yards for the Panthers, 260 for Scituate. Holliston leading the way in passing. They have 135 yards passing off the arm of Matt Arvanitis. Only 49 yards passing from Aiden Sullivan and the Sailors. Panthers with 86 yards rushing. But the story of the first half has been the rushing by Scituate, particularly by their running back, Will Shesky. He's got 199 yards on 11 carries, including 3 touchdowns, a long 72-yard touchdown run in the first half. But the leading participants for the Panthers, Matt Arvanitis, he's 8 of 17 for 135 yards, no touchdowns, just 1 interception. Leading rusher for the Panthers has been Tristan Benson. He's got 43 yards on 9 carries, also 2 touchdowns. Matt Arvanitis with a rushing touchdown as well. Defensively for the Panthers, really combined effort between David Harding, Kevin Lyons, Anthony Zindelet. They all have 3 recorded tackles apiece. Sean Keese, Matt Tomaselli checking in as well. And big fumble recoveries from David Harding and a big interception from Anthony Zindelet in the first half. For more stats and information on the Holliston Panthers, you can follow us on Twitter at HCatFootball, and that's the lowdown.
Thanks, Los. Gut check time for the Panthers. Been here before. They're down. They're going to get the ball. They need to score. Startzel's kick goes all the way back to the 4-yard line. Billy Nash with the return across the 25 to the 27-yard line.
Well, the story of this game so far, Tom, has been 2 things, really. It's been a couple of long runs by Scituate and the points after touchdown. You know, those are both the 2 things that have really been really important, and right now are really hurting Holliston. So, you know, the points after touchdown, I can't get them back right now. But what you have to do is come down by 10, come back, score now, get it back to a 1-possession game, and then turn your defense loose and let them go out and play the way they know they can. Hope you can hold Scituate and go in, score some more. 1st
and 10 at the 28. Arvanitis with Benson behind him. 3 receivers to his left. Handoff to Benson on 1st down. Picks up about 3 yards. 2nd and 7. Holliston got to find some mojo behind this offensive line. That's been their calling card all season long, Jay.
Yeah, well, what they're going to do now is they're going to try probably and bring this defense in a little closer by running against this, using the offensive line to run, and then maybe open it up with a big play.
Arvanitis, handoff to Benson off the left side. Good leg drive by 21 as he crosses the 35 to the 36.
Some nice job right there by that offensive line. And, you know, they went in there, and one of the good things that Holliston coaching staff always does, they do make good adjustments when they come out at halftime. And hopefully here maybe what they're looking at, they're saying we can run the ball on this ball club. Let's run the ball, control the clock a little bit, and get down and score.
3rd and a short 2. Arvanitis to Benson. Hits the left side. Looks like he's got enough for the 1st down. And the Panthers move the chains. Well, we know how it works. Teams making adjustments, and halftime Situate's making adjustments. Holliston's making adjustments.
Yeah.
Let's see who dials in their offense and defense out of the locker room.
You can see now that defense coming in a little bit closer, because it's going to open up those passing lanes.
Handoff to number 2, Billy Nash on the jet play, and he breaks away. Billy Nash gone. Touchdown, Panthers.
That's what I mean.
61 yards.
You pull them in, and when that defense comes in, that allows you to have big plays, whether it's around the end or in the passing game, and Holliston took advantage of that. That was a really nice set of downs coming out of the, a lot of coaches that come out and maybe get a little nervous and come out and start passing and passing. Well, these guys have a lot of confidence in that offensive line. So now, once again, Tom, we're down to where it's a big extra point here.
And Holliston's going to go for 2. DeZindelet and Nash to the right. Topher Ryan, tight end to the right with Mulvaney, wingback to the right. Benson in the backfield. Handoff to Arvanitis, takes it himself and squeezes in for the 2-point conversion.
28-25, 26, Holliston down by 2 with 9:10 left to go in the third quarter. And that's what you got to do. You have to come out and establish yourself. Now, the next thing they got to do is establish themselves defensively. And, sometimes what happens, and I'm not saying it's going to happen here, sometimes what happens is you talk about mojo or momentum or whatever you want to call it. That's a funny guy, and sometimes he turns things around pretty quickly. And, I think Scituate probably came out feeling pretty good about themselves in this second half, and now they're in a dogfight.
Billy Nash from 61 yards out. 6th touchdown of the season, number 7 on his Panther career, and another weapon for the Panthers. So Situate's got to be wondering a little bit, who do we cover? We got Benson, we got Ryan, we got Hindelet, we got Arvanitis, we got Nash coming at us.
And that's this problem that both these defensive coaches have, is that both these teams are loaded.
And the return by the Sailors all the way to the 40-yard line. 9:04 to go in the third quarter. Panthers with the touchdown and 2-point conversion by Matt Arvanitis. Draw within 2. And the Holliston defense has this crowd behind them now. No doubt about it. The Red Sea really whipping it up when the Panthers took the field to start the second half.
Once again, it's important set of downs here defensively for Holliston.
Sullivan with May and Shesky in the backfield. May in motion. Handoff to Shesky. And he bulls his way forward across the 45 to the 47.
Yeah, he got some good initial blocking, but he really did a lot of that on his own. The last probably 4 yards he did on his own. He kept pounding those legs and falling forward, and that gave him an extra 3 or 4 yards.
2nd down and 3 for the Sailors. And up to Shesky again. This time he hits the right side. Looks like he's a little short of the first down. Needed to get to midfield. 3rd down and 1.
Let's see if they run that bunch offense that they tried to run to get a first down earlier in the game that Holliston stuffed.
I think they're going to put that one on the shelf and not take it down again. So 3rd down and 1. Panther defense digs in. Sailors dig in. Shesky to Sullivan's right. They give it to number 10. He blasts across the left guard and picks up the first down.
Yeah, that was all Shesky right there. He did a really nice job of just waiting, seeing a small opening, and then blasting through the hole. But it looks like Holliston's at least kind of solved that thing where he's getting 70-yard runs, hopefully.
First and 10 from the 48-yard line. Sullivan hands it off. Big hit in the middle of that line.
And that's the adjustment right there that Holliston did. They sent a backer down to fill that hole, and he was going to fill that hole. Now, if they didn't send Shesky in that hole, that backer would be able to shoot through and get the quarterback. But that was a nice job. I didn't see which.
I think Shesky ran into a brick wall called number 72, Scott Elliott.
He did, and that was a big first down loss for Holliston.
So second down and 10. Shesky in motion. Sullivan, chase from the pocket, way back by Kevin Lyons. 7, he lets it go out of bounds. Incomplete. Lions almost had him. That'll bring up third down and 10.
Well, Kevin Lyons is just, he's just had a great year. He and Schneelock back there, they can blitz, they can cover, they do a good job. And when they send him after the quarterback. And wow, what do we have here now? Did he go out of bounds back there?
I guess he stepped out of bounds before he threw the ball.
Well, now you can kind of call that a sack. Nice job by Kevin Lyons.
Third down and 16.
And you can see what's happening. You can see what's happening, Tom. They're coming out very, very aggressively, and they're saying, "Throw everything to the door. We're coming after you."
Sullivan, 3 receivers to his left, comes back for the screen to May. Connects, number 21, up the middle of the field. Touchdown, Sailors.
Boy, I'll tell you, I really can't believe that play worked because Holliston was really coming. There was a lot of people there, and he just hit the right crease, and there was nobody in front of him.
55 yards. Sullivan to May. And this has been the game of the big play. And Scituate lands one with 6:36 to go. Startzel's kick is up and good. And so 6:36 to go in the third quarter. And Scituate answers the Panthers touchdown here in the second half, 35-26.
And that's a stunner right there because Holliston really had Scituate kind of reeling a little bit. They had a third and long, and if they were able to stop that play there, Holliston would have gotten the ball back with a chance to take the lead. Now what you got to do is come back, score again, and you're going to have your defense hold them.
I think the defense has more confidence now, Jay.
They do,
yeah. Even on that play, they were very close to getting that. May just did a great job shaking a tackle right at the line of scrimmage. It looked like they had that covered.
So now we go again, and we talked about momentum, and there's the switch again of the momentum. Now Scituate feels pretty good about themselves again, and Holliston saying, okay, now we got to come back and do this all over again.
Well, Holliston owes Scituate a kickoff return for a touchdown after this year and last year, so.
It'll be a nice time to do it.
See what Nash and Gimblett can do if they get their hands on the ball. And it's going to go out of bounds.
Oh, that's a break.
Penalty on the play. Nice job by Gimblett letting that bounce out of bounds. I think they're going to back him up and have him kick again. We'll find out what Coach Kiley's decided to do.
This kicker, we talked about this earlier in another penalty. This kicker he's really special. I don't know if they're going to back him up and let him kick again. Looks like that's exactly what they're going to do.
Startzel, just a sophomore. They're going to put the ball down at the 35, just like the pros.
The other thing is, though, with a kid, a younger kid especially, maybe he just kicked off. Maybe his leg's a little bit tired. Maybe he doesn't go quite as far this time.
Starts it with a long kick taken by Nash at the 10. Hands off to Gimblett. Mitch Gimblett comes up the sideline in front of the Panther bench, crosses the 30 to the 35. Nice return by number 24.
Okay, so let's see if Holliston goes back what they did last time. What they did, use the run, pull that defense in, don't let them stay spread, and then pull a big play on them.
Well, this one's far from over, Jay.
No.
Plenty of time on the clock, and these two teams are going at it toe-to-toe.
6:28 left still in the third quarter.
Lucinda letting Nash swing to the wide side of the field. Arvanitis is left. On first down, handoff to Benson. Fake to Benson. But connects on the Arvanitis with a beautiful throw right in front of the Scituate bench. Catch by Billy Nash.
What they're doing now is they came out and they say, we're going to use our speed. We got Billy Nash out there. We got a couple other guys with a lot of speed. We'll start using our speed now and get downfield quickly.
And a great job by Benson and Arvanitis selling that fake on the play action. 1st and 10 at the 47. This time he does hand it off to Benson. Scrambles. Try to find some room on a cutback.
Ooh, and that was a close cutback, too. He just about a step and a half. And if he get outside, there was one guy there, Matt Arvanitis, who had to block him. That would have been a heck of a long run right there.
Gain of 2. 2nd and 8.
5:52 left to go in the third quarter. Clock running.
Arvanitis to Benson, up the middle, and a first down for number 21. What a quick explosion of speed and power by the sophomore running back.
And you see it now a little bit slowly, but you kind of see that Holliston offensive line taking a little bit of control here.
Well, they don't have to hold that block long when you've got number 21 really exploding in the middle of that line. They go to a fake again. Arvanitis to Ryan. And Topher Ryan with a nice catch across the 35 to the 34. Second and 2 for the Panthers. 5 minutes and 6 seconds. Clock running here in the third quarter. Handoff to Benson. He comes out the right side. He's got the first down and more.
I think that was Zach Athey, right? Was that Zach Athey at 55 right there? Who made that really nice block that allowed Benson to go to the outside for another first down.
So a little ground and pound by the Panthers with a couple of nice Arvanitis passes mixed in.
And again, they're keeping them off balance. They're throwing some passes. They're running the ball, and pretty soon they're going to hit that big one, either a big run to the outside or a pass.
Ibbotson at the tailback spot. One of those he moved first things. We're going to call a procedure against the Panthers.
Well, the good news is they call the procedure against the Panthers on a first down, so it's 1st and 15. If it was 3rd and 15, that would be a much bigger problem, obviously. So you got four chances to go 15 yards, but they're not thinking 15 yards here. They're thinking 38 or not even 38, 33.
Arvanitis fakes, rolls out right. Nice block by Elliott. Arvanitis fires, caught by Connor Mulvaney. Mulvaney for a big 10, 12-yard gain.
Elliott and Will Crowley, the two senior captains, they're both making nice blocks, allowing Arvanitis to get some time and to hit his receiver.
So 2nd down and 4 for Holliston. 3:47 to go in the third quarter. Arvanitis to Benson, slashes left side into the second level. First down, Panthers. Tristan Benson just will not be stopped right now. He sees where those stakes are, Jay. He just knows he's going to make it.
Yeah, he's got to go. And you've seen him a couple times now, really. Just at the very end, as he's kind of losing balance, he kind of keeps going forward and takes a little step and dives and gets that first down. Very nicely done by Tristan Benson.
1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
By the way, Tom, very nicely done by this offensive line right now, too.
They are establishing themselves here in the second half. Handoff on the jet play to Nash. Cuts it inside, close to the 10, gain of 4 or 5. Let's see where they mark it.
You know, these guys are really good. Ibbotson, Benson, Nash, they can come full speed, stop on a dime, and cut back. That's a big thing. That, you know, he probably picked up 3 or 4 extra yards just by being able to do that.
Go to number 17, Sean Keaston at wide receiver with the Zindelet to the left. Ibbotson at the running back spot. Fake to him. Now Arvanitis runs into big number 50. McKeever with the tackle. That'll bring up 3rd down and 6.
Yeah, now this is obviously
Ball's on the 7.
2-down territory here.
No, it's on the 10-yard line.
2-down territory here, and, you know, this is big for Holliston. I mean, they got to get this first down. They got to get this touchdown.
The crowd starts whipping it up. Red Sea calling for their Panthers. Fake to Benson. Ball knocked down at the line of scrimmage. And that's going to bring up 4th down.
And an extremely big 4th down because there's there's 1:59, just under 2 minutes left in this third quarter. Quarter that's gone very quickly. And, you know, Holliston can't afford, they're not going to have too many more times to have the possession of the ball. So they got to take advantage here, if possible, get this score.
So 4th down and 6. Ball on the 10. 1:59 to go. Panthers trail by 9. To Zindelet. Nash to the right. Nash in motion. Fake to him. Arvanitis looks towards the end zone. Tosses. Incomplete. Arvanitis doing everything he could to get away from the rush there, but just couldn't get the ball to Zindelet. And the Panthers will turn it over on downs at the 10-yard line.
Yeah, now what you have to do, Tom, is if you're a coaching staff, you have to get with these kids and just say, look, this game is not over. We've got to hold them here, get our offense back on the field, score, hold them again, and score again. But this game is not over, but you've got to play really, really good defense here.
Number 76, Daniel Campbell comes in at tackle.
And let's see how Scituate plays this too. Are they going to be conservative? Are they just going to keep trying to run the ball here? Are they going to try and run the clock? You know, they do have a 2-possession lead. 35-26. 1:51 left to go in the third.
Panther defense already has 2 turnovers tonight. May in motion. Fake to Shesky. Sullivan takes it himself, strung and pushed out of bounds. Nice job by Holliston.
Nice job because it stops the clock. Dylan Ibbotson came by and he came off this end here, the right defensive end, and chased Sullivan all the way down.
Sullivan's a good runner, but not fast enough to get around the corner on the Panthers there. 2nd down and 10.
You can come after him, Nee. You can get really aggressive and come after him now if you want.
Shesky moves to Sullivan's left. May in motion to the right. Sullivan back in the pocket, down the middle. Connects to number 4, Nate Gould. And a first down at the Scituate 42-yard line.
Well, Gould's the man he looks for deep. He has May short and Gould deep, and I tell you, you knew Sullivan could throw the ball. He threw it well that time. So now once again, Holliston's up against it. 1:30, a minute and 30 seconds left to go in the third quarter.
Three receivers to Sullivan's left. Handoff is to Shefsky. He's got about an 8-yard gain to midfield.
See, now that they got out of the shadow of the goalpost back there, Tom, they're going to start maybe take their time a little bit, maybe, and run the ball, work the clock.
Sullivan looking at the sideline to Coach Devine. 51 seconds, clock running here in the third quarter.
Defense still has to stay aggressive here.
Hand off to Shefsky again. He gets just enough for the first down. That'll stop the clock with 37 seconds while they move the chains. Sullivan looks in for the signal from Coach Devine. Shesky to his right. Mays to the slot to his left. May in motion. The ball fumbled in the backfield. Sullivan falls on it.
And they're going to let the clock run
Mulvaney
out.
was right there. And that'll bring up second down and 15. But that will do it for the end of the third quarter. Scituate 35, Holliston 26. And it's time for This Week in Holliston Football History. We got Ken Dunn in his Facebook page giving you 120 years and 821 years of Holliston football history. Take it away, Jay.
All right, just to give you guys a little hope out there, the first time Holliston played Scituate was in 2013 in the first round of the playoffs. Scituate jumped out to a quick 23-6 lead in the second quarter. But then quarterback Matt Jay and Zach Elkinson came alive. When Elkinson caught his third long TD pass of the game from Jay, it gave Holliston their first lead at 32-29 late in the third quarter. In the fourth quarter, the Sailors took the lead again at 39-38. But with Joe Belomo and Elkinson doing the damage on the ground, Holliston drove down to the Scituate 1-yard line. On 4th and goal with 6 seconds left, Elkinson scored the game winner, his 6th touchdown of the game. Holliston advanced to the next round of the playoffs where they beat Westwood. But the playoff dreams ended with a 26-7 loss at Dennis Yarmouth. So this can be done. They've done it in the past against this team, and now it's only a 9-point lead. Last time they did it, it was a 11-point lead. So 10-point lead. So
those 6 touchdowns by Zach Elkinson in 2013 are the all-time Panther #1 record. Matt Jay's 298 yards, #2 most passing yards in a game. Sullivan over the middle. He's got May. And another big play by the Sailors. And May is in for a touchdown. So the first play of the fourth quarter is another big play. But this time it's Scituate. It's got the big guns.
Well, Scituate could have played that a couple of ways. They could continue marching down the field, eating up the clock and everything. But you got to give them credit. They're staying aggressive. They're going out. They're not playing to not lose. They're playing to win this ball game.
So Sullivan to May for their second touchdown connection. This one a 51-yarder. Stalzel lines up for the extra point. His kick is up and good. So with 10:50 to go in the game, Scituate with the lead 42-26. Holliston's got to find some answers on offense. Well, offense, they've been finding the answers. It's the defense that's got to neutralize some of these big plays.
That's the problem. They've done a nice job setting up the long plays by doing the same thing that Holliston did when they came up at the beginning of the half. Is you set up plays by you run 4 or 5 plays to set up a big play, and that's what they've done now. And they've come 2 or 3 times, I believe, over the middle like that with that pass. After a couple of good runs by the offensive backfield. So, that's been the whole part of this game. And then the other thing is that Holliston is really going to have a tough time recovering from is those missed PATs in the first half, those first 3. So now
the good news,
yeah.
Homer Jones, good news, you're still only down by 2 scores, Jay. Only down by 16 points.
16
so
points.
it is a 2-score game.
Yep.
And a chip kick by Stottswell. Taken by Tristan Benson.
And a fumble on the field.
And it's Scituate ball. So a high kick by Stottswell. I think the referees are talking about whether he might have been down. I don't know if that's a consideration or not.
It's pretty hard to say because they really don't have the guys today. You're watching the pros and cons where they get the replays. These guys don't have that opportunity. But either way, it's now.
Well, in the fourth quarter, whether your offense or your defense is on the field, somebody's got to make a play to win this game.
Yep.
And right now, it's the defense that needs to dig deep and come up with one. And we got a timeout on the field.
Well, I think what he's doing is he's letting the Holliston get their substitutes in.
Oh. It is on the referee. He has not signaled one way or the other. Some discussion with the referees. The ball's on the 33-yard line of Holliston, and a new formation for Scituate as they're in a power I formation, power I right. They hand it off to Shesky. He's caught from behind by Lyons and Schneelock.
They're going to probably play the clock game now. Just try and take as much time off the clock as possible because Holliston does need 2 scores. And, if they play this power game down the field, take 4 or 5 minutes off the clock, it's going to make it that much more difficult for Holliston. Now, the other thing is, if they make a mistake here and Holliston gets the ball back, well, we'll see.
Take to Shesky. And number 77, Chris O'Connell with the sack. Big loss. A timeout on the field with 9:38 to go. Big loss will bring up 3rd down and 16. Dylan Ibbotson a little shaken up on the play, but he's okay.
Let's see how aggressive both these coaching staffs are going to be here.
3rd and 16.
The other thing is you want to make sure you try not to let you're playing defensive back. Don't let that receiver off the line too easily.
3rd and 16. Sullivan.
Blitz.
Back to pass. Blitz comes in. Ball's up in the air. And a diving catch by number 9, Max Roach.
And that gave them just enough so they can go for it now on 4th down.
So it's not a first down on the catch, but it'll be 4th and short.
4th and short. They'll be going for it.
That ball hanging up there tantalizingly high.
I mean, Holliston.
Sullivan back
on
his
offsides. Holliston declined. Holliston did everything that they could on that play. They came in. They I didn't see who was it got in there, but he put his hands up, made the ball go way up in the air. And I think that, honestly, I think Sullivan was just kind of throwing it away. It was a really great play by the receiver.
So it's going to be fourth down. Fourth down and 3 or 4. They haven't put the yard marker up yet. Fourth down and maybe and 4.
8:35.
So let's hear it, Red Sea. Let's hear it, Facebook Live.
Yeah, 8:30 now. Time.
Big
8 minutes,
stop
30 seconds.
needed. Sullivan with Shesky to his right. Back to pass. Lofts one up. Knocked away. Incomplete. Christian Sneelock with the defense. And Holliston defense holds.
Nice job by the Holliston defense, and now you're under a lot of pressure. You've got to score quickly. You need a touchdown and the 2-point conversion, and then you got to do this kind of quickly. You got to have a little urgency here because you don't want to use any of your timeouts. You want to save them for the next drive.
Holliston still with 5 timeouts. 8 minutes and 13 seconds to go in this fourth quarter.
The other thing is you want to watch the defensive backs and see how they play. If they're playing up close like they played the whole time and stay aggressive, that's one thing. If they move back, that's going to open up the flats out here for your running backs to catch the ball and for your tight ends.
So DeZindelet and Nash to the left side of the formation. Ryan and Mulvaney the other side. Nash on the jet play. They fake it to him. They hand it. Hit it to Benson. We got a timeout on the field with 8 minutes and 3 seconds to go. So DeZindelet to the right. Nash goes to the right. Gimblin in at the tailback spot. Mulvaney shifts. Inside out to Nash. Back to the line of scrimmage.
Great news. I see Trent Benson running sprints down there, so it looks like he might be okay. I don't know if they'll let him back in the game or not, but
a gain on the play brings up a 3rd down and 6. Clock running, 7 minutes and 18 seconds to go.
Yeah, you really got to show a little urgency here, Tom. You got to, make some plays, get downfield quickly.
Gimblett moves to Arvanitis' left. Nash wide left. Arvanitis back to pass. Away from one defender, fires, nice pass. Up for it went Connor Mulvaney, just a little over his hands.
And with 6:52 left, even though you have the ball down here, I really think you have to go for it here. You really need 2 scores, and if you give the ball back to them, you might only get the ball back one more time.
See which Coach Kiley dials up. And he is going to put the ball in the hands of his offense. Right here, 4th down and 6.
Panthers 1 for 4 on 4th down tonight.
Pass complete to Zindelet. He cuts it back. He's got the first down. Holliston digs deep on a 4th and 6, and they dial one up.
Boy, you talk about baseball being a game of inches. How about this being a game of inches? The senior, number 5, Anthony DeZindelet, caught the ball, was going down, and dove just enough to get a first down.
And number 21, Tristan Benson, back in the game. 1st and 10 at the 38. Arvanitis to throw. Fires over the middle. Oh, just tipped away at the last second, intended for Nash. A tremendous play on defense there by Scituate.
Yeah, what they did, Billy
A
would
little
have
shaken up. He dove after that one.
most likely caught that pass if it wasn't tipped. Played very, very well by the defensive back for Scituate. 6:31 left to go in the game. 2nd and 10 for Holliston. Once again, they need 2 touchdowns and 2 extra points after each of them.
One play at a time. Holliston's got to focus in. Nash in motion. Arvanitis under the rush. Taken down for a short loss. But the clock's rolling and it's a 3rd down and 12. Brian Gary, number 14, checks in.
Situate's doing a nice job of coverage and making these plays go a little longer than Holliston wants them to go, and that's what's allowing their backers to come in and make the tackle on these sacks.
Arvanitis back to pass, got some time, down the middle. To Zindelet, almost with a circus catch as he got a hand on that one.
And now, once again, you face a 4th down and 12 here, this time with 5:49 left to go in the game.
Couple of nice passes down the middle, just missing.
Well, if you've got a play that you've been waiting to use all year that you feel comfortable with, this is the time to use it.
I think they've been getting their receivers fairly open, Jay.
Yeah, well, a lot of times the problem is that Matt Arvanitis just isn't getting
He doesn't get enough time. Well, the rush is intense.
The
number 6 standing back in the face of that.
The other thing is, if you can get the ball a little bit more to the outside, that might help you a little bit.
Nice block by Benson. Fires. Incomplete.
It's intercepted.
Actually picked off by number 2. On 4th down, it's academic because it didn't look like the pass was going to be quite far enough for the 1st down. And so Scituate takes over 1st and 10 at their own 40, at the Holliston 46. 5:42 to go in the game. Holliston's going to need to strip the ball away on defense.
Yeah, now you just got to take as many chances as you can, because if you can't let them control the ball at all, you're going to have to use your timeouts. You only have 4 or 5. I don't know if they've taken one yet, but if they haven't, they have 5, maximum 5. So they're going to have to use their timeouts here, and they're going to have to, as you said, Tom, they're going to hold those backs and try and strip them.
Sullivan hands off to Shesky. Hit by Mulvaney with a little help. Gain of 3. Timeout Holliston. With 5:32 to go. 42-26. So 2nd down and 7. Hand off to Shevsky. Grabbed around the legs. And a timeout called. With 5:25 to go. But 3rd down and 7 for Scituate. Sullivan looks over to the sidelines.
Holliston shows blitz.
Sullivan to pass. Down the middle. Complete to Roach, who sneaks away. And a touchdown, Scituate, with 5:15 to go. The Sailors run away from the Panthers. Well, Scituate certainly being aggressive there on a 3rd down and 7.
Yeah, that's why I thought they would go on 4th down too. I think he's shown all night that he's going to be aggressive as a coach, which I really love. You know, you get aggressive. You believe in your kids. You do it. I mean, Coach Kiley does that all the time. Coach Athy on the defense, same thing. You got to stay aggressive.
Startzel's kick, no good. With 5:15 to go, Scituate 48, Holliston 26. And the story tonight, Aiden Sullivan here in the second half with 3 touchdowns. The first half was all about stopping Will Shesky as he had 199 yards and 3 touchdowns. So they stopped Shesky, but they haven't been able to answer Sullivan when he took the ball in his own hands here in the second half.
Right, and as you said, with Holliston, with all those weapons, Scituate also has a ton of weapons out there, and they've got a great quarterback. I mean, you really got to tip your hat to Aiden Sullivan. He's been around a little bit, and he's had some good seasons and some playoff seasons. You know, this is the second year right now that he's kind of messed up Holliston's season, unless there's a miracle here, and Holliston maybe run back a kick here and gets a couple onside kicks. But Aiden Sullivan's really played very well.
Startzel's kick bounces around, chased back by Nash. Picks it up at the 5. And Holliston's going to be backed up with 5:11 to go in the game.
And give these kids from Scituate, you know, offensively, defensively, special teams, they've really done it all tonight. And this Holliston team is a really, really good team. I mean, I kind of felt whoever came out against this, whoever won this game tonight might be the state champion, to be honest with you.
Well, everybody talked about this Division 5 South being a total dogfight with Falmouth, Dennis Yarmouth, Canton, Holliston, Scituate, Hanover. 6 teams deep. Very competitive teams. So Holliston backed up at their own goal line, seemingly playing for pride right now, but you know they're not giving up on this at all. Arvanitis to throw.
Safety.
But tackled out the back of the end zone for a safety.
Well, sometimes I guess it's just not your night. This Scituate team has really, really done a great job tonight against a very, very strong Holliston team.
Like you said, Jay, I mean, Holliston did everything right up to this point and played very competitive first half. Just, it's the story of the big play, and Scituate, you got to tip your hat. They had more big plays tonight than Holliston did.
Yeah, there were big plays, and the other thing was, you know, where they happened and what they did. I mean, they could have come out and run the ball. Scituate could have, and just, you know, they were doing pretty well running the ball, making some good yardage, and they could have pulled the horns in and stayed a little conservative. They did not. They came out and they attacked. Holliston came right out,
Now,
cut that lead down to what, 2 point?
Strategy,
2
Jay.
point.
Onside kick. Got to, right?
Oh, yeah.
Topher Ryan's out there to punt it. Could still punt it for an onside kick. Let's see what he tries. And number 10 kicks it away. Taken back at the 40. And tackled at the Holliston 35-yard line. Well, some disappointment tonight for sure. Things didn't turn out the way Panthers had hoped. But there are still a few Panther teams we talked about. Field hockey is going to play on Sunday. And there's a double header here at Comedian Field for our Facebook Live listeners. The soccer girls team are hosting at noontime on Sunday, and the boys at 2:30. So a doubleheader of soccer action here. Both Tri-Valley League champs will be defending Comedian Field. And the volleyball team had their first win of the playoffs as they beat Worcester South High School 3-0. They'll be advancing in the Central Division II bracket. First down run.
Interesting, the
The
Scituate-
line,
Scituate
Holliston's
team-
still going to take a timeout with 4:51 to go.
Scituate team's got their starters still out there. The 50-26 game with 4:51 left to go in the ball game.
So the train keeps going. Holliston with a first-round victory. And now playing for their lives here with first down and second down and 11. Howell on the carry. Maybe a gain of 1. Holliston's going to use another timeout with 4:45 to go. Third down and 11. Handoff to May on the jet play. Picks up the first down and slides out of inbounds. Keep the clock running.
That's right. He wants to keep the clock going with 4:37 left to go in this ball game.
Sorry, 24. Actually, 23, I believe. First down.
So we don't know what's going to happen now as far as Holliston next week.
There will be a game possibly here at Comedian Field. We just don't know quite yet.
We don't know who they're playing or when their game will be, or where the game will be.
And Howell scores an It's Academic touchdown with 4:07 to go. I think Situate's proved his point. It's an explosive team.
Yeah, I told you coming in, they were a good team. They're a team. You have to respect. They paid their dues a little bit last year when they got beat by, I believe, Dennis Yarmouth in the sectional finals. Yep. And right now that playing that Canton team, I'm not quite sure how good that Canton team is, but
well, they've proved their points against top-seeded Falmouth.
And I'll tell you another thing, too. They're a well-coached team. They come in. They had a good game plan. They stuck with it. They followed the game plan. They had, the runs, the long runs. They stuck with them. The passing, of course, Sullivan and his receivers were passing the ball. They're a well-rounded team. They played really good defense, especially, coming into, second quarter on. And Holliston really just had no answers for them. And as I said earlier, Tom, this is a very, very talented Holliston team. I mean, this is a very talented team.
Yeah, I know the guys feel sad, feeling down, but no reason to hang your head losing to a team like Scituate on a night like tonight.
Well, it's funny. A lot of people, they talk about comparative scores and this and that, and who did better against which team. But I always say it always comes down to matchups. It's the matchup on that particular day in that particular environment. In this particular day, hats off to them. They won the matchups.
Line drive. Taken by number 8, McKay Crichton. Keeps his feet, the senior, all the way to the 40. So Holliston with good field position. So as we said, we don't know who Holliston's going to play next Friday night, but we do know who they're going to play on Thanksgiving.
Yep.
And that will be the tradition against Westwood.
Over at
down
Westwood.
at Flayhive Field. So get there early, cheer on the Panthers, especially these seniors. Be their last game wearing the Panther uniform. And a timeout Scituate with 3:56 to go.
Wow, really? Holy mackerel. It just, I don't know. Whatever. The other thing is, Tom, Holliston wins out. They're going to end this year at 9-1. I mean, that's a great, great year,
First time Holliston against Westwood. Holliston won their second game, 34-6 win. But I tell you, Westwood's always tough, especially down there in their place. They played a tough Milton squad 20-16. Milton had a scramble as the number 2 seed. Milton had a scramble to come back against those Wolverines.
Oh, we get a second. I want to thank our camera crew here, Owen Radcliffe and Chris McNaney, and of course the lovely Lisa up here in the booth.
Arvanitis to Nash on the completion.
Still fighting. You got to love the spirit of these kids. Of course, I also want to
Fights
thank
forward for gain of 8.
Bruce Guilfoyle, who up here in the booth tonight and giving you Facebook Live.
I tell you, Bruce Guilfoyle is the wizard.
He's the wizard.
You know, they say don't pay any attention to the man behind the curtain. Pay attention to the man behind that curtain. How he does it, how he gets us on Facebook Live, I don't know. And a nice pitch and catch. And Benson for a Panther first down inside the 25-yard line.
Another great night here also by Jack Harper, the voice. The voice.
Arvanitis to the corner of the end zone. Incomplete.
Flag down on the play.
See what the call is. No signal yet. It'll be a procedure against Holliston. No?
Illegal substitution on Scituate.
Thank you, Los.
Los, do you have one of those scheduled that shows all the different referee signals there?
Maybe.
That was one deep in the book.
Is that one that BC gets called on a lot? Is that why you know that? Or?
Not this year.
Okay.
1st and 10, 1st and 5. Arvanitis away from the rush. Finds some room up the middle. Number 6. Nice move at the goal line. Touchdown, Panthers. Matt Arvanitis. And the crowd, which had been a little dormant after a few Scituate scores, comes to life with 3:02 to go. So Arvanitis, 25-yard run.
That's a nice run, you know, and he got some blocking there, and he 2 or 3 times. One time he looked like he was going to throw the ball, kept everybody stable, and the next time he kind of cut one way and cut back to his left, and did a nice job of running the ball in for a touchdown. Nice work by Matt Arvanitis. Give kids a little something, the crowd a little something to cheer about at the end of this ball game.
Arvanitis to Benson on the 2-pointer. Benson makes the cone. Touchdown. 2-point conversion. It's good. So Tristan Benson makes it 34 for the Panthers and a big number for Scituate.
And the best news out of that was that Tristan Benson's out there running wild again. So
that's great to see.
He had that injury to his knee there, or something to his knee. And,
lower leg.
Yeah, but whatever it was, and he was able to get back and recover from that. So nice job there.
Well,
all right. So
it looks incomprehensible that the Panthers would pull this out, but you got to play for pride. Play for the seniors that are out there, Jay.
Well, what you really got to do, Tom, is you just go out and play football.
Yeah,
that's your job. Your job is to go out and play football. And you do the job until the last whistle blows. So
that's how you play it. Well, we'll continue to follow the Panthers the next 2 games.
Yep.
No question about that. You can tune into HCAT live, hopefully, if the Wizard leads us to Oz.
The Wizard will be there.
That's right. So 3:02 to go, 57-34. I like a little pooch kick to the second level sometimes rather than try and. Scituate's got everybody up front. Line drive kick. And number 33 wisely controls the ball and takes a knee.
Very smart play by him.
David Sullivan.
Who was that young man? David Sullivan. I wonder if he's related to Aiden Sullivan.
Could be.
He's a senior.
No, then Aiden's a senior.
Aiden's a senior. Maybe they're twins. Well, you never
That's
know.
the kind of in-depth reporting you don't get most other places.
Body type's
Wait
a
a
little
second.
Yeah.
Wait that could be cousins.
I don't think jumping down my toes is where we want to go here, guys. I know you guys are upset, but wow, don't take it out
First
on me.
removed. Maybe, you know.
57.
Maybe they're half brothers.
yeah.
Half brothers.
On their fathers.
Stepbrothers.
On the father's side.
Step Brothers. Now, that was a good movie.
Great movie.
57-34.
And those two guys are going to be in Sherlock Holmes and Watson. I don't want to miss that.
Nothing like good movie talk at the end of a game.
Yeah.
3 minutes left to go in this ball game.
Handoff to Howell. He's taken down for a loss by Sam Carell, number 59. Holliston takes the timeout with 2:53. So 2nd and 15 after the loss.
See if Holliston tries to go for the ball now.
Handoff to Howell. He bounces forward for a yard.
Third down coming up. 2:40, the clock's running.
I think Holliston's out of timeouts now.
Maybe a yard. Call 3rd and 15.
Well, Tom, this team really, you really got to give them credit. They went along. They went undefeated up until tonight, undefeated to the league, won the league title, beat Ashland for the title, and two teams, undefeated teams, met there. And then they came out last week and really played extraordinarily well against Somerset Berkeley. And tonight, you know, I think you said this last week about Somerset Berkeley. Tonight, Holliston just ran into a buzzsaw.
Right.
You know, and they really did. And you know, you got to give those kids over there a lot of, from the kids and the coaches from Scituate, a lot of credit. They played a very, very good ball game tonight against a very, very good team.
Yeah, some crazy offensive numbers tonight.
Go ahead.
492 yards from Scituate, 416 from Holliston, over 900 yards total offense in this game.
Both season highs for both teams. So 3rd down and 15, 2 minutes and 3 seconds to go. And tackled right away.
And what's interesting, Jack Harper informed me that I believe that Scituate scored more points tonight than everybody together against Holliston this year.
Well, I don't.
So they you know.
Well, they scored more than Holliston tonight, and that's what.
Yeah.
That's the big takeaway. Holliston gave him a good shot, matched them sort of punch for punch there.
They really did early
in the
on.
first half.
Actually, coming into halfway into the third quarter, did the same thing.
Down to 1:17, clock running, and Scituate's going to take a timeout with 1:15 left on the clock. Mitch Gimblett back to receive the punt. And it's going to bounce out of bounds at the 35. So Holliston will take the field with 1:08 to go.
Well, you might as well go for it. You know, go deep. Let's see what they got going here. It's incredible, though. You had, depending on what Holliston does here, you're going to have maybe pretty close to between 950 and 1,000 yards of total offense tonight. Arvanitis in a quarterback.
2 receivers to both sides. Arvanitis fires to the right. Caught and tackled immediately is Zindelet. Holliston's going to hustle to the line. 2nd down and 4. Arvanitis fires right, this time incomplete. 42 seconds left. 3rd down and 4. See if the Panthers can find pay dirt one more time. Arvanitis across the middle. Incomplete. Complete. That'll bring up 4th down.
Bill Nash is the intended receiver. Fourth and 4.
Teddy Ratcliffe was pretty open going down the outside down here. I'm not sure if the play was, if he was one of the options on the play or something, but he was really wide open.
So 4th and 5. Arvanitis with the screen to Benson. Nice move. 1st down. Dances to the right. Got some room. Crosses the 35.
Stops the clock with 24 seconds. The clock will stay stopped until the
Chains
set
get
the
in
chains.
place. Holliston going right to the line. Ball at the 40, at the 31-yard line. Arvanitis fires, complete to Ratcliffe.
Yeah, you really got to get that. You got to throw the ball into the end zone now, or
10 seconds to go.
maybe just spike
Holliston
it.
to the line for one more play.
Maybe spike it right here and set up your play.
Arvanitis to pass. Away from the rush. Puts it towards the end zone. Tipped up. Incomplete. And that will do it. Scituate moves on 57 to 34 over the Panthers. And a bit of a cheer for the crowd from the crowd here. Proud of their team, just not happy with the results.
Yeah, well, you didn't quit. That's number one. You know, you came back and you really did a nice job by not quitting, coming back. You played hard the whole game. You just ran into a situation tonight, and sometimes, like they say, sometimes you're the hammer, sometimes you're the nail. And,
Yep.
and tonight, it was just really Scituate's night, and you got to really tip your cap to them. The kids played very well over there, and the coaching staff coached very well.
All right, and now Los with the final lowdown.
Thanks, Tom. The final score from committee and field. The Sailors of Scituate take this one running away 57 to 34 over Holliston. It was very tight on the stat sheet considering the score. 455 total yards of offense for Holliston, 491 for Scituate. That's all over 550 yards, almost 550 yards, 950 yards combined from both teams. 21 first downs for Holliston, 19 for Scituate, 246 yards passing, 209 yards rushing for the Panthers, 240 yards passing, 251 yards rushing for Scituate. Very balanced offenses from both teams tonight. For the Panthers, Matt Arvanitis, quarterback, was 18 of 36 for 246 yards, no touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Leading rusher was Tristan Benson. He had 81 yards and 2 touchdowns. Billy Nash had 79 yards rushing and a touchdown. Matt Arvanitis also had 2 rushing touchdowns of his own. The leading receiver for the Panthers was Anthony Zindelet. He had 96 yards on 6 catches. For the Scituate Sailors, quarterback Aiden Sullivan was 9 of 14 for 240 yards. We talked about his efficiency before the game. Well, he was efficient once again tonight. 4 touchdowns, only 1 interception on the night. Player of the game has to be Will Shesky, 229 yards, rushing on 20 carries, including 3 touchdowns and a long touchdown run of 72 yards. Defensively for the Panthers, it was Kevin Lyons, Matt Tomaselli, and Connor Mulvaney leading all tacklers. They all had 5 apiece. David Harding had 2 sacks. Chris O'Connell with a sack of his own as well. Then you had a big fumble recovery from David Harding as well, and a big interception from Anthony Zindlet. For more stats and information on the Holliston Panthers, you can follow us on Twitter at HCatFootball, and that's the lowdown.
Okay, Los, thank you very much. Final score tonight, Scituate 57, Holliston 34. Holliston will be playing next week. We don't know when or where or who they're playing, but follow your local papers or your local website.
Follow
and,
at HCatFootball on Twitter.
Even better. Follow HCatNet or MIAA or whatever.
Make sure your telegraph is on.
Yes. Tom, nice job. Thank you, everyone. Have a good night.
Good night, everybody.